Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Deutschland. I do hope you're doing very well and having a wonderful day. So, quite clearly, you find me in my vineyards. I'm just running the mulcher here for the second time. Those of you who watched the previous episode will know that I'd ran this on Courseplay last time. This is actually me doing this myself, as you can see. But yeah, I ran this on Courseplay, and for some reason, and it was no doubt down to my setting up of the course, that it missed every other row. So I'm just finishing this off, getting it mulched, and then what we're going to do, primarily anyway, for the start of this episode, the first bit of jobs that we're going to be cracking on with is getting these grapes all sorted and back up to growing again. They do seem to be growing according to the in-game PDA, the in-map PDA, and like I've said several times in this series so far, this is technically my first time properly doing grapes. Almost only a couple of weeks away from FARMERSIM 25, of course, so it's a bit shameful in that respect, but hey-ho, at least I'm giving it a go. So, yeah, so I'm getting this job finished off, getting the mulching finished off, and I've just spent £5,000 on the Disco Vine 5, the cultivator or subsoiler, I think it is. It's in the subsoiler menu anyway. So yeah, that's over at the shop, and once we've done that, then we need to fertilise the ground and fertilise the grapes and get that all sorted. We do have our fertiliser sprayer for the grapes over at the farmyard, so we'll go pick that up as well. This tractor, if I bring up the heads-up display, this tractor is particularly shy of fuel at the minute. So what I think we'll do, once I've got this job done, I'll take a trip over to the petrol station. We'll fill up with a bit of fuel, and then we'll make our way over to the store. We'll pick up our Disco Vine and get back up here and crack on. But it's a lovely day. It is the second day of November. It's 8:25 in the morning. So as I say, my focus primarily is, initially on this episode anyway, is to get these grapes completely sorted out. Now, over in the wine cellar over there, we've got quite a few pallets now of red wine to sell. In fact, if I just come to a stop very quickly, let's just turn that off for now so we're not talking over the sound of the engine. If I pop into the time-saving stock check, as you can see, we have got 8,006 litres of red wine. So its current value is £47,526, and its maximum value in March is just over 50 grand. So there's not a huge difference there. Probably just less than 3,000 quid. So funnily enough, actually, I've still got the money set in pounds, so forgive me, it should be in euros, shouldn't it? Haven't changed that over from Calmsden Farm from yesterday. But yeah, so there's not a big difference between the maximum value and the value we can currently get at the minute. If I jump into the productions menu very quickly as well, we actually need to stock up on a few more empty wine bottles. We've still got 5,000 litres of grapes to process, but we've ran out of empty wine bottles, so we could do with picking up a few pallets of those. So what I think we'll do, as I say, we'll make our way over to the petrol station, fill up with fuel when I've done this job. I'm hoping I've got enough to finish this job. I think I might have. Doesn't seem to have a particularly big fuel tank, this one, but it is a particularly small tractor as well, so that's kind of understandable. But yeah, we'll top up with fuel, we'll pick up our Disco Vine, and at the same time we'll purchase a few pallets of red wine bottles. Not that we'll be able to shift them over to the wine cellar, of course, but while we're there we'll get them purchased, and then we can make a trip with the telehandler in the trailer, go pick up those empty wine bottles, load them back into the wine cellar, and potentially sell the red wine that we've got. So at the minute our money is sat at 163,000, or just under 164. So give or take a bit, almost 50 grand's worth of wine. That will be a very welcome addition to the bank balance. Hopefully taking us north of 200k, so that should be pretty good. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to crack on with this job, finish it off, and I'll pick you up when I'm on my way to the petrol station. Right, that's that job done. Off to the petrol station now. So I'll never tire of driving around this map, I must admit. It is just truly wonderful. It really is. I think we'll hang her right here, pull into the petrol station. I think you can access it from that main road as well, but yeah, we'll just pop in here. Now, I don't think this has got a particularly big fuel tank, has it? Let's see where that goes from there. There we go. let's just remind myself, in fact, what size fuel tank this little thing has got. Where are we? There we are. 68 litres, so it's not going to take long. Halfway through it already. And to be fair, this is the job we did in the last episode, running that cultivator, only doing half the job. That's pretty much used up all of that fuel, so yeah, it's I think if we're going to be running the cultivator for one job and then the fertiliser for the next job, we may well have to fill up again, so but we shall see. Let's make our way around now to the dealership, which is just round the back here again. Just over here. So yeah, as I say, I need to top up with red wine bottles, and it seems that... Bear with me a second, let me just concentrate on manoeuvring my way to this thing here. There we go. Roughly. There we go. Connect the... has it got a PTO and cables? That's just cables, isn't it? Yeah, so, forgive me. In the production systems again, where are we? There we are. Red wine. So it takes essentially 10 litres of grapes for every 5 litres of empty wine bottles. We've got just over 5,000 litres of grapes. So in my mind, we want, well, just over 2,500 litres of empty bottles. So let's jump into the pallets menu. And we want to go to... this one here, empty wine bottles. So we get 1,000 litres of pallets. So essentially we want 3 pallets, don't we? I think. And that's going to cost us 1,200 euros. So, yeah. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, the base price is 200 euros per pallet. Forgive me there. Yeah, 200 euros a pallet for 1,000 litres. So if I want to get 1 pallet, it's 200 euros. If I want 2 pallets, it's 700 euros. If I want 3 pallets, it's 1,200. That seems a little bit of a rip-off, don't you think? Yeah. That should be 600 euros. Oh, anyway. Well, I need them. Either way. It's been completely ripped off there, haven't I? Right, so, fueled up. We've got the cultivator, or the subsoiler cultivator, whichever you want to call it. So, let's get ourselves back to the vineyards. And get cracking on and get these grapes growing again, shall we? So I think getting used to these European roads and driving on the other side of the road, but yeah, this is where we want to be, isn't it? Back up the hill. So I'll see you up there in a few moments' time. Right, okay. Back at the vineyards. Now, I am just following the instructions from the in-game help menu when it comes to these grapes, and the instructions are quite simply to mulch, which we have now just done, to cultivate with this, and then to run the fertilizer spreader. So I'm hoping I am doing things in the correct order. That's the order it says to do it in the in-game help, so I can only assume that is correct. So we're going to crack on with this. I'm going to do my very best to make sure that I don't set up a play course that's going to completely miss out every other row. And I'm going to throw a bit of music behind it. So, I'll set the course up, and I'll see you in a wee while's time, when hopefully this has been completely gone over. So, see you shortly. Right, so, job done. Cultivating stroke subsoiling finished. And I did manage to get the courseplay course set up right. It was entirely my fault in the previous episode when I was running the mulcher. Yeah, now I've got my head around that. It was all sorted. So, I hope I've done this correct. As you all know, I've said it multiple times. This is the first time I'm doing all this. Obviously, courseplay did the subsoiling for me, and I'm just I'm hoping that these little strips in between on the base of the vines here don't necessarily matter. I hope I'm not wrong with that, but we'll see how it turns out. So anyway, we're going to what I've decided to do, a couple of things actually. Firstly, to make a bit of space over in our sheds over at the farm, I'm going to leave all of our grape equipment one by one over here in the wine cellar, because it just makes sense, doesn't it? It may as well have everything up here local to the grapes instead of just backing into them with everything. So eventually potentially this little tractor will live here as well. So let's drop that down there. There we go. Now obviously we do need to get it fertilized, which I'm going to do almost right away. We're going to go over and get the fertilizer sprayer. Now it does, the fertilizer sprayer is completely full of liquid fertilizer. I did that at the very start of this series. Obviously we haven't used it yet, so it's been sitting there for quite some time, but I'm not entirely too sure exactly how much of that liquid how far it's going to go essentially. So, and because we do need to make a trip to the shop to go and pick up our empty wine bottles, what I'm going to do, we're going to go back to the farm now in this. We're going to pick up the liquid fertilizer sprayer. I'm going to send this via auto drive back up here to the wine cellar. I'm going to jump into our telehandler, pick up the flatbed trailer, and we're going to take a trip down to the shop. We'll purchase a couple of totes of liquid fert just as a backup, as I said, because I've no idea how far this stuff's going to go. We'll pick up the wine bottles as well and bring them back up here and deliver them into the wine cellar and get them sorting themselves out, producing the rest of that 5,000 litres of grapes. But what else I am also going to do, I've been having a little bit of a ponder while this cultivating job's been going on in the background. We've got, now it's referring to the forage harvester. We do, the fields of grass are at their first growth stage, I think, at the minute. They're not going to be ready to cut, obviously, with winter being upon us. It'll be early next year when we get the next cut out of them. But obviously I did use the forage harvester, didn't I, at the very beginning of this series, and it was great fun doing it. But personally, I just think maybe for the way I like to do things, using courseplay and auto drive, you know the score, putting things into cinematics and stuff, the fields aren't really big enough, I feel, for a forage harvester. Especially ours. We do have, the grass field is reasonably big, I suppose. You stay there, stay there. My right of way, I'm on the roundabout, silly. Yeah, the grass fields aren't too massive, are they? And I don't really think it justifies the use of forage harvester. Now, we've got almost, give or take a few quid, we've got almost €500,000 worth of equipment tied up in that forage harvester, with the harvester itself, the header, and the header trailer. So I think you can see where I'm going with this, can't you? I'm going to send them off to the dealership as well. We're going to sell them, and I'm going to purchase a plot of land. There is currently on the map there's a field of corn that is ready to harvest, and it comes with, the plot of land itself comes with two fields, a field of corn and a field of canola that isn't quite ready to go yet. So, and I think if I remember correctly, that is about, I think I want to say 250,000 roughly. Let's just remind myself of that. It's this plot here, field 49 and field 48. So in the farmland, sorry, 311,580. So we'll still be all right financially from it, because if I sell the forage harvester, the header, and the header trailer, potentially the silage trailer as well, because obviously when we get rid of the forage harvester, we're not really going to need that trailer. It will free up a bit of space. I'm trying to remember where I put. Oh, there it is. It's on the back of there. Yeah, so we're not really going to need this trailer anymore. So with that in mind, obviously I will purchase a pickup wagon instead, because it will make the whole job, I believe, from experience anyway, for me anyway, a little bit quicker when it comes to sorting the grass out. So yeah, we're going to we'll have a bit of a shuffle around, and obviously if I start leaving all of the the grape equipment over at the wine cellar, it's going to free up a bit of space here as well. We'll take that trailer over there and potentially tow that trailer with this little tractor here, and then we can keep this other fent here for the for shifting the header trailer around and stuff like that. We'll see. So that's the bit of the plan. So let's just get this out to where I know it will. It should actually go from here. Actually, let's just stick it roughly there. Oh, the wine cellar's already there. There we go. Okay. Looks like that should be going. There we go. Lovely stuff. So now, I need to remember where I put my telehandler. I think that's around here in this part of the yard. Nope. I'm going to need my pallet fork, so aren't I? Oh, it's over in the bunker, isn't it? That's where I left it last time, if I remember correctly. Hidden away in here, I think. There we go. So yeah, as I said, almost €500,000 euros worth of equipment tied up in that machinery. It just seems, in my mind, to make sense. We'll get that into the bank for a few minutes, and then we'll spend a bit of it on the new land. So let's just pop that down there. Do I need to get out? No, I don't. Not with this one. That's good. So we'll just need the pallet fork. That'll do. Right. And the flatbed trailer is through there. Now what we can also do as well is potentially consider selling what bottles of wine we got as well, because that value has actually gone since the last report, I suppose, earlier on in the episode. The value's actually gone up a bit more. Again, jumping very quickly into the time-saving stock check, the red wine is now at 48,362, so it's literally less than £2,000 shy of the maximum value. So I'm literally not going to lose any sleep over fussing over €2,000. So yeah, I'm trying to think what's the best way of doing things here, the order of things. So let's yeah, we'll get ourselves to the shop now with this. In fact, no, what I will do, I need to think about this sensibly, don't I? Let's just leave that there for a second. We want to get that fertilizer spreader shifted there. We'll get the forage harvester out, attach it to its header trailer with its header, send that over to the shop, get it sold. I suppose I need to sell, I should really sell the silage trailer as well, hadn't I? Yeah, I suppose. Right, give me a few minutes. This is going to be a moment of faffing around a bit. There we go. Let's get that lifted up, get it out of the way. Stick it in front of the sprayer there, can't we? There we go. Out the way. Right, yeah, I'll get all this lot sorted, and I'll meet you down at the shop in a few minutes' time. Right, so I've just loaded up the empty bottles, the liquid fertiliser onto the trailer here with the telehandler, and I've just got it out of the way to free up the yard here, because, of course, the other thing I hadn't mentioned earlier is obviously if I'm going to take advantage of this cornfield, I need a corn header and a header trailer. Now, I'm not going to purchase it because they're about 80 grand for the header, I think, and I have no plans necessarily to carry on with the corn. That's actually the field there. You can see it just in the distance there. That's what will be our cornfield in a few moments' time. But yeah, as I say, I've got no plans on necessarily carrying on with the corn, so we'll just, for now, we shall lease one, the header and the header trailer. So let's jump into here. So we want to repair that for £46. Yep, and that's now worth 457,913. So that's pretty decent. Repair that for £5, and I'm pretty sure that won't need repairing. Right, so this is definitely north of £500,000 now, because obviously, as we all know, if you bring something to the dealership, the value is a little bit more than what it says in the in-game menu. So there we go. Sell, sell, sell. Done. €672,341. Right. So, first and foremost, let's jump into the map PDA, go to farmland, click on that, 311,580, yes please, there we go. So that land is now ours. We shall now, in fact, because obviously we're going to lease the header and the header trailer, I bought the little 314 down here to manage the header and header trailer, but obviously because when you lease something you pay for it by the by the hour and such, don't you? So we're not going to do that right this second. We're going to get all this lot off up to the wine cellar, get the spraying job done, unload these bottles, and yeah, as I say, get the spraying job done, get those grapes completely boxed off. It's 10:30 in the morning, so we should have plenty of time ahead of us, but obviously we literally only have till the end of this in-game day, because I have it on two-day months, and corn harvest ends at midnight tonight, essentially, so I need to pull a finger out and get sorted. And on top of that as well, like as I said before, I'm going to pick up what wine bottles we have left sitting in the wine cellar there and get those sold, but I'll do it in the correct order. I'll pop these empty bottles into the production system now. I'll get the fertilising done of the grapes and see where the see what other extra wine has been produced on top of that while we're getting the fertilising done, and whatever we've got there we'll take to a sell point, get it sold, get a load more money into the bank, which is always good, and then we'll crack on with our corn harvest, get the harvester over to the field. Whoa, 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 what was that? Is that maybe because I've got the weight right on the front of the trailer? I don't know, but goodness me. So, let's, yeah, let's get ourselves down to here first. I don't think I've left myself enough room to get past there for now. So, let's get that one out of the way. Because that doesn't have a particularly big fuel tank, let's not waste the fuel that we have in there. We'll get this down into the production system. Now I have, off camera, I have just played a whole big game of musical machinery. All of my grape equipment I bought up to here now, so we've got the harvester, we've got the trailer, and obviously you saw what we had there before anyway. You'll have to forgive the FPS lag. Every time you come down here, there's a massive spike in the frames per second. Let's see if we can get these offloaded onto here, shall we? Without crashing into the actual building itself. Am I rubbing up on that building then? What's going on here? Let's at least see if we can get those taken off. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to take from these as well. Or are you just going to be... It's quite awkwardly placed, let's be honest, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Can I get that last one? Yes, there we go. Right. Now I've got to get myself out of this, haven't I? Without getting the trailer stuck on the wall. Excuse me here, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, right. Goodness me. Right, there we go. So, before we load up with the wine bottles, we'll send this back up here, just up the hill, just in case we need a top-up of liquid fertiliser. Really? Something tells me this trailer and this telehandler don't like each other. But then again, I am trying to find an excuse for my terrible driving, I suppose. There we go. Right. So, we'll just leave that there for now. Turn that off. Right. And now, we're going to get this one done. Now, I am going to get this done off camera. Try and get this done as quickly as possible. So, we'll just start over here. It's as good a place as any. Now, how wide does this sprayer spray? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's bring up the F1 menu. We've got automatic application rate on. Turn on sprayer. There we go. Okay. Right, we'll see how far this goes. And I'll pick you up in a wee while. And these grapes are completely finalised and boxed off. Right, there we go. Spraying done. Now, regarding the information that you get in the top left-hand corner as I was applying that fertiliser there, obviously when I actually deactivated the automatic application rate, because initially I realised it was spraying at 0 litres per hectare. and didn't seem to be doing much difference in the map PDA. So what I did was I deactivated the automatic application rate quite simply and just cranked it up. Not too high, but I turned it up to about 76 litres per hectare, just so that it looked and felt like it was applying something. Because it was only every now and again that I would get the message in that top left-hand box saying applying to the optimal level for grapes. Every now and again, or more often than not, it was saying no crop detected, applying standard rate for wheat on loam or whatever it was. But I suppose the bottom line is it has been done now. So I think now I believe I've done everything I need to do, haven't I? I just need to sit back and wait for these to regrow. So now, anyway, we're going to crack on with our corn harvest. So, and this was a waste of money, wasn't it? That liquid fertilizer sprayer is still 74% full, I think. So this was a complete waste of money. But we'll stash it away on the farm. You never know. It's always good to have something to fall back on. We may well need some of that at some point. So, anyway, what I need to do now, I've got a couple of vehicles here that, in fact, let's actually, thinking about it, let's leave this here with all the other vineyard equipment. We don't need to take this with us. I'm going to, I need to get myself back to the dealership to get into the little fence over there. We're going to rent out the corn header and get the harvester over to the field as well. So I'll get faffing around here. As I say, I'll rent out this, I'll lease out this header. Oh, goodness me. There we are. Yeah, I'll get all this lot tidied up. I'll get myself where I need to be and get everything back to where it needs to belong. And I'll see you again in a few moments' time at our new cornfield. Right, that's better now. I've got everything where I wanted it to be. As you might have been able to tell as well, I have decided not to sell the red wine just yet because we've still got literally only a couple of thousand litres left to process in the wine cellar there. There's no point selling a big quantity of already processed stuff and just leaving a tiny amount, so we'll wait for that to finish. But I've got the black Fendt sat with the grain trailer there on the left-hand side of the road here, ready to go, and I've got the header trailer and corn header leased. Attached to the 314, and I'm hoping, let's start getting this thing unfolded, I'm hoping I might have been able to time this right without getting in the way of the traffic. That yellow van looks like it's hanging a left there, so let's just see if I can get this picked up here. There we go. Hoping I'm not going to get beeped at by anyone, that's all. There we go. So, I do need to attach my PTO and my cables on the header there. So, let's just drop that down so I can reach, jump out. Sorry, traffic. I'll be with you in a minute. So, let's get that unfolded. It's quite a nice little work of art, isn't it? I do love how those corn headers unfold. That looks pretty cool. There we go. Right, okay, so hopefully now turn that on. Nice. So let's get in the field and bring home the corn. Right, there goes the last of the corn there. So, well, the yield wasn't really too great. We all know what it's like when we're working in an unprepped field, don't we? We've got some yield, and that's better than no yield, I guess. But, yeah. Last of it's on its way over to the silo. So I'm going to get all this lot picked up. I have just purchased myself the new forage trailer. So what I'm going to do is we're going to load this thing back up onto the header trailer. We'll send the 314 over to the shop with the header trailer and get that returned from its lease. And I'll get that one. I'm pretty sure, I know it's a small tractor, but I'm hoping it should have enough power in itself to just to bring that thing home, of course. It does require a couple of 100 horsepower to operate, but we're just going to be dragging it home. So hopefully I'll make its way back there. So we'll get all this lot tidied up and sorted out. Of course, we've got the straw to pick up as well, so we'll benefit a little bit from that from this field as well. But yeah, we'll get back to the yard and we'll go through some numbers, see what's in the silo. Right, back at the yard now, everything's tidied away, and now obviously the forage harvester has gone and it's headed. We've got a little bit more room in here, so I've been able to park a couple of my trailers in here instead of them just being scattered loosely around the yard. Harvester and header obviously need a clean, of course, but hey-ho. And welcome to the new forage wagon. So I've picked, again, as I have done on Court Farms, I've got the Sweetmaker Rapide 580. I've got to say, I think it's just because of the boxy design of this, the quite square design of it. I really quite like this one. I always tend to gravitate towards this one. Decent size, I suppose, and the little 314 here dragged it back, no problem at all. But over in the silo now, as you can see from the numbers in the bottom right-hand corner, we have got just under 40,000 litres of corn in here. So that's a nice addition. Currently worth, if I jump into the time-saving stock check, just under 20,000 euros at best sell time in January. So, yeah, that'll do. That'll do for me, if I'm honest. And as you can see as well, just round here, obviously I've cleared a little bit more space over here, thanks to all the great machinery now being stowed away over at the wine cellar. So a bit more space here to put a few things, so I might have a bit of a tidy around, but you know what it's like, it's quite a nice thing, isn't it? Just rearranging all your bits and bobs around your farmyard. But yes, a successful afternoon's work, I feel. So I'm going to call it here for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you found the episode a little bit fun and a little bit interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC and add on a season pass, or even the full game itself, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out at the same time, as always, I would be massively appreciative. So thanks again for your time, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.